When I snap my fingers, everybody say sure. I'm hot, and you're not. But if you want to hang with me, I'll give it one shot. Top that.
Oh my God.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome back to Colin and Greg Live right here on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. My name is Colin Moriarty. This is Greg Miller.
Hi.
Greg, we have a lot of news to get through today.
Do we?
I would say a slightly above average amount of news
Really?
to get through. Not big news necessarily. Some big items, but some middling items.
Some things that are
smaller
meaningless.
Items. Where to begin? The uninitiated, Greg.
Yeah.
In case you've never seen this show before, Colin and Greg Live airs at 11 a.m. Pacific time every weekday on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. And we are going to talk for an hour and 15 minutes today with you, go through the news, and then go into the comments, talk to our people, talk to our subscribers.
Exactly.
And then I'm going to go eat some sandwiches. And then
You gonna make them or you gonna go get them?
I'm gonna make them.
Okay.
I'm gonna eat
What are you
them.
gonna make them? What are you gonna make? Turkey?
I got this nice chicken, this honey barbecue chicken, and just some American cheese.
Honey barbecue chicken.
Correct.
Like chicken breast, like
That's
cut.
it, yeah, like sliced very thin.
Yeah, of course.
Oh my God, you should have seen the whole ordeal at
The rigmarole.
I went, so I had to go downtown yesterday, and then I was coming back, and I stopped off at the Haight at Church and DuBose to go to that Safeway, right over there, that nice Safeway. It's a way nicer Safeway than the one at 30th and Noriega.
I would never go to the one at 30th and Noriega. Please, you wouldn't catch me dead in there.
But anyway, I ordered. I went to the cold cut counter, and you know how they have all the pre-cut stuff, but I don't trifle with that.
You don't fuck with that shit.
So I went and asked for the chicken breast sliced very thin and the American cheese sliced very thin, pound of each. This took literally 15 minutes for like.
Where people
there was
were like,
no urgency to like anything that was happening. I've never seen. You know, and I always say
it's a Monday during the day. If you're there at 2 o'clock on a Monday afternoon, they're like, you got nothing to do.
I worked in a deli, and I have zero sympathy.
I worked in a deli, sir.
I have zero sympathy for people. It's like not even that hard of a job. Like just like hustle a little bit. The quicker you're done with me, the quicker you can go chill because there's no one else online.
Right.
Because cold cuts just aren't a thing out here. You know, that would have gotten you quick fired. Quick fired.
Quick fired?
Yeah.
Here's we didn't talk a lot yesterday about PAX. We were very tired. So we left off one of probably the greatest Colin Moriarty stories I've ever heard, of when we got off the plane from coming back from Boston. So we're flying overnight. We get to San Francisco like 10:45. So it's late Boston time. We're still adjusting the time zones. When I'd come back from the bathroom on the plane, I told you Dark Knight Rises was on the TV. And so when we got off the plane, you came up here like, man, I was watching that Dark Knight Rises. And Colin knows I don't like Dark Knight Rises, so he gives me some shit about it all the time. And he's talking about it. But then you went into this whole thing where you weren't giving me shit anymore. You were just trying to speak. And you said, man, that Bane, I'm like, that Tom Hardy. And you're like, yeah, he's cut. He's really cut. And I'm like, yeah, he's a hulking beast. It's like, yeah, at the end, when he's punching the pillar and the pillar's breaking. And I'm like, well, that was a movie. That wasn't a documentary. And then you go, I know. I just liked his energy.
He had good energy.
As if it was like a play or something. It didn't make sense.
He had good energy in that scene, Greg. So Ramona's arrived. He came last night. I was up really late drinking with him, going through old pictures. Now, here's the funny thing, Greg, about and I don't want to spoil anything for you because I think we're recording Game Over Greg show today.
Right after this. Yeah.
I'm intrigued by the pictures that he brought with him.
He brought photos.
Yeah, and they're on a thumb drive. And they're pictures from freshman and sophomore year in college.
Oh dear.
I haven't seen some of these since they were taken. I don't know if I've ever seen some of these.
Yeah.
Now, I've seen some of them recently because when I was in Brooklyn a couple times ago, me and our buddy Chris, who were in a lot of these pictures, were going through them just cracking up because I just look so different. Everyone looks so different. I'm so skinny and like almost like malnourished, as Ramon was saying.
Right.
So Ramon will be on the show. We're going to really have a good time. He's in the shower right now. I think maybe he'll swing in and say hello.
Dear.
All right, Greg.
Yeah. You're going to start the news now.
Let's go into the news.
All right.
Wrong show.
News.
Well, let's see. The official KHA says, how incriminating are they? Mildly incriminating.
Mildly incriminating.
Let's see. So I want to start, Greg, with this GTA 5 news because we were talking about this is on GameSpot. Eddie over at GameSpot writes, GTA 5 finally adds online heist.
Yay!
Long-awaited online mode now available across all Xbox and PlayStation consoles, coming to PC next month. So PC keeps getting the shaft.
PC keeps getting pushed
But I don't
back.
think the game's even available on PC yet. Online heists are now available for Rockstar's acclaimed open-world action game Grand Theft Auto 5, according to Eddie at GameSpot. The highly anticipated mode is now available in GTA Online, the multiplayer mode for Grand Theft Auto 5, across Xbox 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation 4. Heists will be available for PC edition of Grand Theft Auto 5 when it arrives on April 14th. All players can take part in heists, but to lead a heist in GTA Online, your character needs to be at least rank 12 and own a high-end apartment. Heists are described as, quote, massive multi-layered 4-player cooperative missions, end quote, where players will work together to take on a number of jobs, similar to the way that they did in the main Grand Theft Auto 5 campaign. So people have been waiting for that. Hurrah, hurrah. They finally arrived for you.
Yay! Do you care?
No.
You don't care. We never cared.
Way over.
Did you ever even try Grand Theft Auto Online?
No, sure didn't.
First day it came out, I tried it. It was broken, failed, tried to get in.
Shocking. That
Finally got in, ran around, nothing happened. Yeah, every game's broken nowadays. Let me tell you, here's the update, Colin Moriarty, on yesterday's Helldivers. I said, when I was playing Helldivers, I'd been playing offline on my Vita, as you do. And I had connected online after my first round of trips, and I lost my stratagems on my little round guy who does everything. Playing last night on the Vita. I'm like, I want to play online. Went online, played a game online. Nobody came and joined me. Sucked. I assume because of the different versions. You know how you do it on the right version, you can't update that. I come out, all my stratagems are reset and shit. I lost it all. So I'm still level 12, which is great.
You have no strategy?
But now, like, all my fucking shit's back to 1. My mech suit, my turret, my little roundabout. And I'm like, I'm done. Hotline Miami is today. So fuck it. I'm done. Sorry, Helldivers. It was a good run. I just can't do that again. I can't do... Because like I was saying yesterday, there's the curve. There's the curve to leveling up to get those research points to put into my stratagems. So now it's going to be even harder to try to get the 7, 8, 9, 10 maybe research points I've lost now. Fucking life, man.
Breaking news, Greg. The New York Jets are going after both Darrelle Revis and Antonio Cromartie to reunite our old cornerbacks.
But you don't like Revis anymore, you said.
No, he's too expensive, and he's kind of an asshole, isn't he? I mean, like a great player, but restructures contracts and just goes. He's like a heat-seeking missile of money. I don't blame him. Yeah. If I was a professional athlete, we've talked about this before. You either want to win like Peyton Manning does, takes a pay cut, or Tom Brady, or you want money like Revis.
Yeah.
And I actually think I'd be the guy that would want money. Because you have a very limited. You don't know when it's all going to end. You better make your money now.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
So that's just an aside. Go Jets.
A lot of people are saying the same things happen to them. Oh, but Mako Soul says, I heard Ori and the Blind Forest works. Wish I could play it. Why can't you get your Xbox One?
That comes this week. It's on PC as well.
There you go.
Greg, weird news. You have good insight onto this. Deadline Hollywood reports that Sony plans new Ghostbusters film with Russo brothers, Channing Tatum, and IM3 scribe Drew Pearce. This is by Mike Fleming Jr. And this story kind of blew up yesterday and was a confusing story, so I'll be interested in your input. The story reads as this. Sony Pictures is broadening the Ghostbusters franchise, and the first order of business will be an action-centric comedy that is a counterpart to the Paul Feig directed film that will start production in June. Am I saying that right? Is it Feig?
No, we go back and forth on this. I don't even think this man knows how to pronounce his own name.
I'm going to say Feig.
Okay.
The studio is simultaneously forming Ghost Corps, a new production company whose principals include original Ghostbusters architects Ivan Reitman and Dan Aykroyd. They will have offices at Sony with the mission to scare up branding opportunities based on the 1984 comedy classic. Reitman is putting the film with a powerhouse brain trust. Captain America, The Winter Soldier, Helmers, Joe, and Anthony Russo, who just made a first-look Sony deal, are now looking to direct and produce this. Drew Pearce, the Iron Man 3 and Mission Impossible 5 scribe, who will write, and Channing Tatum and his partners Reed Carolyn and Peter Kiernan, who are attached to produce. The hope is that for Tatum to play one of the Ghostbusters in the film, given the versatility and franchising success in 21 Jump Street and Magic Mike, he's a good cornerstone to launch another Ghostbusters series. The idea came from Pearce, who honed in on the Russo brothers, Tatum's team, and Reitman. This is being put together even as the studio moves to start line with a Ghostbusters reboot that will be directed by Feig and star his bridesmaids leads Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy, and Saturday Night Live standouts Leslie Jones and Kate McKinnon. All this is being steered by the new studio head Todd Rothman, Doug Belgrade, and production president Michael DeLuca. So they're doing 2 Ghostbusters movies.
Right.
Now, was this must have been the deal originally, so I don't understand why they didn't announce them at the same time.
Right.
And it's because it seems, I think some people were like, and I'm not sure that this is true, but it seems like, visually, optically, that the reaction to the women's Ghostbusters cast was negative, and so they were doing a male Ghostbusters.
Right.
But I don't think that is...
You don't think that's the real...
There's no way. I mean, they just got together in the last 3 weeks. You know,
it's been longer than that, hasn't it? Time is a flat circle. I can't keep it straight anymore.
So what do you think of all of this? Because it says, that Reitman confirmed these details to Deadline, and that Aykroyd had long discussed this, and you know, it seems like this is in line with what they've been wanting to do actually for decades, according to like some sources or whatever. Yeah. Or at least Aykroyd and those guys.
Right.
So does it seem like like they're kind of going all in on the Ghostbusters. I'm not really sure we need one new Ghostbusters movie, nonetheless, two, because I kind of feel like those movies are sacred.
Sure, I agree.
So tell me, how do you feel?
This is just a load of fucking horse shit. I have no idea why the fuck they're doing this. This is it, like, because you've known me for a while. Ever since they were when Dan Aykroyd was talking about Ghostbusters 3, I was like, no, stop. And then they're like, well, we'll reboot Ghostbusters, and I was like, no, stop. And then they're like, we're gonna do it with the Bridesmaids people, and I'm like, not a knock against the women's cast, just don't do more Ghostbusters. But if you're gonna do it, fine. Bridesmaids will be different. It'll be fine. Now they're like, this. What the fuck is going on? Why do 2 Ghostbusters? Why make it 2 that, like, this was getting promoted yesterday as like, oh, now there's now a male-centric Ghostbusters versus the female. Like, why? Like, do they not, like, just what you're talking about, do they not understand the optics of what they're doing? The fact that people are going to think that, number one, oh, well, this is clearly a reaction to the girls go, blah, blah, blah. Now I don't have to worry about that. Here's the real Ghostbusters movie. Like, why even reward that line of thinking? Let alone think that the market is going to support 2 Ghostbuster reboots that aren't Ghostbusters. Neither of these movies are Bill Murray. Neither of these movies are the Ecto-1 and the Ghost, the guys. This, I think they were saying, right, and not in this article, there's been so many articles about this, that this one's in the universe of the Kristen Wiig one, but maybe a prequel, but still different from, like, stop. The Ghostbusters canon does not need to be this. You do not need to have a Ghostbusters cinematic universe that's set now in our world and have, stop. Stop. You didn't even wait to see if this Ghostbusters with the female cast and the bridesmaids lady was going to be important enough. You know what I mean?
I don't think that movie's going to do well at all, but it is just an interesting thing. Because it seems like maybe they'll make 2 movies and then somehow fuse them in another movie in the future, and like that seems to be the idea in my head. And I mean, that makes commercial sense, I guess, if you assume that Ghostbusters is commercially viable, which I really don't think it is.
I still think it is. I still think these movies, I don't know, because I thought the first one would do fine. I thought it would do well. I think it would bring out the looky-loos and the people who still like the Bridesmaids people. But now this makes it seem super weird. And, like, not to mention that this is, like, I'd love to know the real negotiations and what really happened here. Because they're talking about over in the article, right? They come up here that it's, Ghost Corps. A new production company, principals include Ghostbusters architects Ivan Reitman and Dan Aykroyd. So it's like, yeah, like you were just saying, this is what they've been talking about for fucking ever. What the hell took so long, let alone to do it, like, when they were sitting there talking about just the fact, they had sat there and, backed the new cast, backed the all-women group. Excited to see what they're going to do.
I was actually interested in the all-women Ghostbusters with just a different look,
Yeah.
Yeah, the more they do, it's like anything. The more they do, the less interested in it I become.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how this all turns out. I still don't think that these movies are going to do well. I certainly don't think that they're going to warrant 2 movies, and I really don't think Ghostbusters nostalgia is all that high. Like, it is with people maybe our age and some people a little older, but I feel like that ship's kind of sailed. It has been a long time
Since Ghostbusters was a thing.
20, the sequel came out, 89,
89.
So, yeah, it's been, a long time, 26 years. So it's like, I don't know, and I'm not sure that, there's always been the rumor of Ghostbusters 3 for a long time, since the 90s, but
the thing about it, I saw people signing off when we started talking about this article, when you went into it, is the fact that they were like, oh yeah, boo Channing Tatum. Fuck that. Channing Tatum's awesome. Channing Tatum, a really funny guy. I like his movies a lot. You know what I mean? From 21 Jump Street to the other goofy romantic comedies he has to do once in a while. I like that guy. I'm fine with him being a part of it. This isn't a casting argument. Honestly, what I'd really prefer, if they were like so dead set on fucking doing 2 Ghostbuster movies at the same time, I would rather see this Ghostbusters be the Men in Black tie-in they were talking to 21 Jump Street. That'd be fucking stupid and goofy and fun, you know what I mean? Because that would be, if you kept them separate universes, and you have the female Ghostbusters doing their thing, making their shit over here, doing their stuff, and then you had Channing Tatum, and you had Jonah Hill spiraling in Ice Cube or whatever, going out of their movie into this like weird universe, and they were just putting on the proton packs and jumpsuits and doing like that. That'd be funny. That'd be stupid. 21 Jump Street are dumb summer comedies. I can see a Ghostbuster spinoff being dumb and stupid like that. But I don't want this is the big catch-22 of this whole thing, is that I don't want the Kristen Wiig Bridesmaids one to be dumb, CG, stupid comedy. They're getting bonked on the head and stupid crap. I'd rather see them do something personal. Whereas with the Channing Tatum spin-off out of 21 Jump Street, then already I know what the bar is, and I'm like, oh, that's going to be funny.
We'll see. I mean, there's a few interesting comments here. Simpatico115 says, youngins that go to the movies don't give a shit about Bill Murray, though, Greg. And that's a good point. But if they care about Ghostbusters, then they do. That's the thing, is like that is the catch-22. Like, So that makes an argument for the original cast and what way you can possibly cobble them together. And my suspicion is that they will be in the movie. But like in some respect, they will write them in. I mean, that would be really stupid not to do that.
Well, it'd be more if they'll even want to be. I mean, obviously Dan Aykroyd does. He won't give up the ghost.
But that's the conundrum is that young people don't care about Bill Murray. That is very true. They don't know who the fuck Bill Murray is. But if they know Bill Murray, then they know Ghostbusters, and this is the catch-22 of why I don't think that Ghostbusters is relevant anymore. Even though I like Ghostbusters and you love Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Jax 81X says it's been a long time since the original Star Wars trilogy 2. Yes, but that is an awful example because
there's cartoons, there's comics.
There are 6 movies. It has
too.
only been 10 years since the last Star Wars movie, and although it feels like an eternity because we don't want to think about those particular movies, there are hundreds of books, thousands of action figures. That Star Wars has never died, so that's really not a good example. But point taken.
And this is right. Killer 7 is saying, they're just displaying how little faith they have in the all-woman cast. And it's like you said. This has probably been in the works for months and months and months. I don't think that is the thing, but that's the optics of it, you know what I mean? Why didn't you announce them at the same fucking time and wait? Especially if Paul's attached to both, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Something's not right here.
No,
Portillo, sniff it out. What's wrong?
I agree in the sense that they just did not think about how they were rolling this out, and they should have been rolled out together. Because, no, I do not think that internally Sony's like, oh, no, like, they're not liking the women cast. We need to do another Ghostbusters movie. I don't think that happened. That doesn't make sense. It's like when I see people always say like, "Oh, Sony made the PlayStation 4 $400 after Microsoft announced earlier that day that it was $500. That Xbox One was $500." Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, no, they didn't. They settled on that price months ago. You don't. A major, many billions of dollars corporation does not make decisions like that. That's not possible for them to make. So take heart in that anyway, even if the optics are terrible. Greg.
Yeah.
I read on Twitter really quick, just random Vita news.
Is this something you linked me to, or is it?
It is.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was breaking.
Over on Twitter, Patrick Plord wrote about Child of Light on Vita.
Oh.
And this is interesting. So Patrick Plord was instrumental in making Child of Light. And he says physical edition of Child of Light for PS Vita to be released at the end of March in America. $19. So just a little throw out there if you haven't played Child of Light. Seems like a really affordable price. I do believe it was already available at retail elsewhere. In Japan, I think it was available at retail. But anyway, just a little throwaway news there. I didn't want to leave that.
Throwaway news, everybody. Put it in one ear, throw it out the other. Hotline Miami today.
PlayStation 4 update. New news about that. Luke Carmali over at IGN writes, PS4 update 2.50 to add range of accessibility options. Designed to make gaming with a disability easier. Luke writes, Sony's PS4 console is set to get a range of new accessibility options in upcoming firmware patch 2.50. That's according to IGN Middle East, which reports the new accessibility menu is currently in beta with a view to imminent release. Leaked by Twitter user Isa Parrot. The additional options mean gamers with disabilities will be able to enjoy titles much more easily than they currently do.
Do you think it is a parrot?
Yeah. I was thinking maybe it was Isa Parrot, too.
Okay.
No, there is a parrot. Is probably, yeah, there you go. As can be seen
for all your breaking PlayStation news, talk to this parrot.
Yeah. As can be seen from the image below, there's a vast array of accessibility options for a number of disabilities, including visual impairment, hearing impairment, and physical impairment. The list of accessibility features include, at the time of this writing, text-to-speech, zoom, invert colors, larger text, bold text, high contrast, closed captions, button assignment, and add to quick menu. While we've yet to see any of these in action, the Twitter user has explained, quote, the add to quick menu adds a link to accessibility menu on the quick menu page. Just hold the PS button page. So there's some cool things happening for people that aren't able to play games conventionally the way you and I are, which I think is great. Gaming should be more accessible to people that cannot play it for one reason or the other, and they want these hardcore games on the PlayStation 4. So I think that's really great. And this is in addition to all of the cool stuff that has already been teased about 2.5, which will purportedly allow you to delete your 0% trophies, which is awesome. App suspension will be there, button mapping, and all that kind of stuff. So 2.5 seems like it's going to be meaty, and it's really exciting. And I think that some of these things show that Sony really is listening.
Here's what I want to know about you, Colin.
Yeah.
First off, I'm tucking your tag in. Secondly, we all, you and I have the 2,000 friends. Can't scroll through them, can't do anything. How dedicated to eradicating your 0% trophies are you going to be?
Very.
Because you know it's going to slowly load. You're going to have to do it. And then
I'm gonna do it. I mean, I'm doing it. Huh? I need to get rid of. They fucking annoy the shit.
Do you think
out of me.
It's one of those things you're going to start into and then have to stop and like this is too much and then come back every night and like chip away at it?
Maybe. I don't know that I have that many.
Really?
You know, but I mean, there are games and like we've just tried on debug and stuff like that. I don't know.
You try the first level of it. We get a code. Oh, sure, I'll check it out. Like, oh, this isn't good, or it's good, and I'm just never gonna play it again. We've been there.
So we'll see what happens. Greg.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford news. Over at the Hollywood Reporter, Hillary Lewis writes, Harrison Ford crash, flight details confirmed in NTSB report. And the story reads, Harrison Ford reported engine failure after his vintage World War II plane took off from the Santa Monica Municipal Airport and requested an immediate return to the airport. But as he tried to make his return, he ended up clipping a tree and crash landing on a golf course, according to the National Transportation Safety Board's preliminary investigation into the incident. The NTSB's report on last Thursday's crash landing was published on Tuesday. After Ford, who was the pilot and sole occupant of the airplane, reported engine failure, the report explains, quote, the pilot initiated a left turn back towards the airport. The airplane subsequently struck the top of a tall tree, impacting the ground in an open area of a golf course about 800 feet southwest of the approach end of runway 3. So this gives us a little insight into the really tragic crash of Harrison Ford, in which it seems that the universe does not want him to make movies anymore.
Yeah.
Because this is the second catastrophic injury he's had in less than a year. And he's well, because Han Solo and or Indiana Jones would be able to survive this.
Yeah,
and so he is as well. He'll get in the fridge, exactly, to avoid the nuclear blast, of course.
The real problem is, when are celebrities going to fucking learn, Colin? Just go home and play a video game. Watch a movie. Don't fly a plane. Why? I know you have money for your vintage World War II plane. Stop. Go home. See your loved ones. Yeah. Go to the movies. Walk around Bed Bath & Beyond in a fucking hoodie so no one knows who you are. Do what a normal person does. There's a reason I'm not dying on all these Virgin America flights, because it's a fucking Virgin America.
Now you jinxed it. Oh, now you are going to die on a Virgin America flight, Greg.
Tonight, get ready. Oh my God!
Jesus Christ. That's fucking dark.
Everybody flag this episode so that when it happens, you can bust that out.
That's awful. That's an awful thing. So, yeah, so he's well. I think he's recovering.
Yeah.
He was, of course, injured on the Star Wars set and, fucked his leg up or something like that.
Gary would have kicked him.
Now, I wonder if this will further affect the filming of Star Wars, or if he's done, because his injury already affected Star Wars release date, didn't it? Wasn't that
Yeah, that was a problem.
That was one of the major reasons why they pushed it? Because he wasn't ready to go?
Somebody has to. Here you go.
Oh, here we go. So, Entertainment Weekly vlog, and this is from the 6th.
Because this is the one thing.
Won't derail the Force Awakens. Yeah, I mean, honestly, when I was like, all right, is he alive? Okay, how is Star Wars? And so this article says, as Harrison Ford recovers from injuries sustained in an airplane crash Thursday afternoon, fans the world over were relieved to hear his wounds were not life-threatening. But for movie fans, that sigh of relief led them to another, less pressing question. Has this accident caused any problems for his return as Han Solo in December's Star Wars The Force Awakens? The short answer, no. Filming was completed last fall. A little later than expected, but finished nonetheless. The delay was due to Ford's previous injury, a broken leg he sustained during filming when a piece of the Millennium Falcon set malfunctioned. So that's good news anyway.
Yeah.
He's hurt. That's not good news.
You said you jump from the news to then being like, well, is the set? I think that's where, is this the ad? Am I closing or am I closing? Get out of here, Jesus, ads. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's how it is. That's the problem with you remember, and this is I'm willing to admit this, and I think most people are willing to admit this at the time we all said it as well, because we're human beings, and it's a celebrity who dies, and you don't know. When Heath Ledger died, that was the first thing you thought after, oh my fucking God, really, Heath Ledger? And then it was like, wait, did they finish The Dark Knight? They did. Oh my God, Heath, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's what we know these people for and what we're excited for from them. And I don't think I think that's a human reation, right? To something you don't know.
No, absolutely. So that's good. So yeah, it seems like filming is done, or at least his portion of the movies are done, or his portions of the movie are done.
You never hear about Carrie Fisher ain't flying no planes.
Carrie Fisher, I don't know what Carrie Fisher's
She's walking around doing her one-woman show?
Yeah, I was going to say, one of the times I went to Europe, I was coming back and watching on the TV Carrie Fisher's one-woman show, and I was enamored by it.
She lived her life, man. She
definitely lived her life.
She's made some mistakes, and she's, kept going.
And a pile of cocaine.
Good for her, man.
She's lived her life in a pile of cocaine.
Good for her.
Yeah, good for her.
She's learned for herself. Did you ever see that photo of her in her Star Wars lay outfit where she had the coke nail?
No.
She's posing with somebody, and it's her nails are totally normal, and she has the one coke nail. She's talked about it.
Good for her, doing bumps.
I know that's good for her. She's in her hotel room.
That's I sleep.
I know. She's just singing the song, looking in the mirror. We have fun here on Colin Live.
Right.
Every day, 11 a.m. Remember, again, if you're a UK or somebody just not in America, we jumped ahead an hour. I already saw some people going, are they live in 5 minutes? Are they live in an hour? Sorry. Daylight savings. Farmers fucked everything up for us. I don't understand it. It's something to do with the corn.
It's to extend the daylight during, I think, harvesting.
It makes the corn go longer?
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't really care.
I don't either.
So Eurogamer has an interesting piece about a possible Alien Isolation sequel. it seems that Creative Assembly is back to work. This story is from Wesley and Poole, and it says Alien Isolation dev hiring for another multiplayer or multi-platform AAA blockbuster in quotes. And the story reads, Creative Assembly's console team, the one behind last year's well-received Alien Isolation, is hiring for a new game. Italian website Ziggiocci via videogamer.com spotted a few job postings on the Creative Assembly website that relate to the console team. One calls for an online multiplayer programmer. Here's what it says, quote, we are creating another multi-platform AAA blockbuster, and the successful applicant will be part of a team which will allow our game experience to be shared, end quote. Experience of development on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC is desirable, so it will be this generation only. There are a raft of open positions on Creative Assembly's console team. The question is, has Creative Assembly been given the green light to work on a sequel to Alien Isolation, a different type of Alien game perhaps? Or is it working on something else? My assumption is that they're working on an Alien game. Isolation, I think, did very well. And so we will see what happens there. But I know some people really love that game. I think the biggest complaint about Alien Isolation was, if I remember correctly, that it's too long. Which is not something you hear very often about video games.
Here's something for you, Colin. Two things. Number one, I know you've said before that Google's scary. Google's terrifying. Right. Does it ever scare you, though, when you get these targeted ads? This is where we stayed when we went to PAX East.
Yeah.
We're on Eurogamer. Somehow they found us. They want to get 15% off the same hotel you were at? I'm like,
No, why don't you get the fuck out of my computer?
Do you mind if I watch this trailer? Everybody's been talking to me today about if I'm going to play City Skylines. It's basically the SimCity we always wanted and didn't get. It's out today. And my initial reaction was like, no, I'm busy. But
it's out today?
Yeah.
I didn't even heard of this game.
The more I think about it, well, it's like, it got an 8.5 on IGN from Danny Stapleton. Young buck. It looks like it. I mean, look at it. It looks like it's just a fucking SimCity knockoff. But if it's the SimCity I always wanted without that online bullshit.
Yeah, SimCity really fucked up, huh? Or
yeah, big
Max
time.
just really fucked that SimCity up.
Well, now here's the question about that. Of course, Max has just got closed down. Thank you. Thank you very much. EA fucked it up for Maxis, who then had to do. EA says we want this kind of game. Maxis says we don't know. They said too bad we pay the checks. They give them the game. They close them down. That's what happens. But this is looking like this. I mean, this looks like what I want.
It has no textures, but other than that, it looks pretty good.
I don't give a shit. I also got. There's too many games this week, Colin. There's this.
Yeah, I mean,
Hotline Miami.
There isn't. I don't know that we're really clamoring to play this over Hotline Miami 2.
It's true.
Or whatever the fuck else is out. I started playing Axiom Verge yesterday.
Oh, dude, you're gonna fall down the well on that one.
Man, that game's good, dude.
Yeah.
That game's fucking good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
But you figure, okay, so Hotline Miami, this, Flame Out, that new game from Laughing Jackals.
Flame Over.
Thank you very much. Flame Out isn't the same thing? Same thing? Then Sid Meier. Spaceships.
I gotta pay.
There's too many fucking games.
Christ.
We have too much to play all of a sudden.
I know. I have no time to play any of these games, especially because Ramon's here. I'm gonna have to start playing this weekend. Hotline Miami 2, high priority.
Here's my thing about it, though.
Yeah.
Follow me on this. What I loved about Hotline Miami 1 is that it was always there for me when I wanted on the flights.
Yeah.
I'm worried about gorging myself on it, just consuming all of it and beating it too quickly. Because Hotline Miami, I let go like a fine wine or a steak you leave on the grill way too long. Just,
we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens. It's supposed to be very hard.
Good.
Which is good. Ori's also out, as people are reminding us this week. And Devil May Cry's reboot is out this week as well. Or not reboot, but HD, the HD re-release. So it was already in HD. What the fuck do you call it? The definitive edition?
Yeah, I think it's
the game that came out 2 years ago and is just inexplicitly on a new console now for no fucking reason.
Right. Yeah,
that game? Okay.
Yeah, that's the one.
Good. Greg, Xbox news.
Okay.
Major Nelson writes about this week's deals with gold and publisher sales. There's some good stuff here for Xbox fans that use Xbox One and Xbox 360. So at the top, Xbox One games 67% off Tomb Raider Definitive Edition and Murder Soul Suspect. Dragon Age Inquisition is 40% off. Zombie Driver Ultimate Edition 67% off. Rise. Lord Vader. Rise. Is 40% off, and Sunset Overdrive Season Pass is 25% off, so some Xbox One deals.
I still have to play Sunset Overdrive.
If you scroll down more, Assassin's Creed 3, Revelations, and the original are all 50% off on Games on Demand. Murder Soul Suspect, Hitman HD Pack, and Zombie Driver HD are also there. And then for 360, depending on if you have gold or silver, you can get up to, looks like 75% off on some of these games. So like Forza Horizon, Fable 3, Fable Anniversary, Halo Wars, Gears 2, Castle Crashers, Toy Soldiers, Fez, etc., and so on. So a lot of good deals here if you're an Xbox One or Xbox 360 player and you're looking to save a few dollars. And then on Xbox Wire, they have news about the March system update for Xbox One by Major Nelson. And it says, Xbox One March system update, party chat improvements, screenshots, and more now available. Major Nelson, I insist that you use the Oxford comma.
And he says no, Colin.
I must have it. It says this month's system update on Xbox One brings you some of the most requested features by our fans, including screenshots and improved tile transparency. Those were the most That was the most requested feature, was tile transparency.
Oh, yeah.
We're over on PlayStation asking them to fix our goddamn PSN names, and they have it so good on Xbox Live that they're like, hey, listen, guys, the tiles aren't transparent enough.
Can you touch the opacity of these motherfuckers for me?
We need a more opaque tile set. That's the... All right, cool. That's good. We heard great things from members of the Xbox One preview program following their sneak preview and are excited to bring these great new features to everyone on Xbox One today. So the full list of features is screenshots. That was a really loud swallow. That was an exorbitantly loud swallow.
I forget. We got to go back to where I just don't swallow as much, right? So hold on. That's fine.
Yeah, that's better.
Better.
Why are you taking huge gulps like you've been in the Sahara Desert?
I've been
Why
drinking
don't you
coffee
enjoy
all
your
day.
water?
I'm here. I'm talking. I'm coffee.
It's too much for me.
Walking.
It's
talking.
too much. Suggested friends, sharing your name, party chat enhancements, tile transparency, voice search privacy, report spam, etc., etc.
Etc.
So if you have an Xbox One, keep an eye out for those discounts and that update. Greg, let's stay in the Xbox ecosystem and go to Game Informer.
See, motherfucker, God damn it. This is really upsetting. That they can just do it now to everyone in the Xbox Live community. Just let me do that on PlayStation. I'm sick of
It's
accepting
because
it.
the Xbox Live isn't
It works.
a bundle of trash like the PlayStation Network is.
It's
and
just-
you have to dig through the bundle of trash to fix things, and it takes time.
It's like our setup here where it's just a rat's nest of wires.
Right now, it's way worse than this. It must be way worse than this setup right here. We still can't change our names. It's been 10 years. Game Informer, our friend Tim Turry over at Game Informer writes, Undead Labs finds tons of hidden penises in state of decay. That's interesting that they found hidden penises considering they made the game, Greg. So let's see what
Wait,
Tim
the
Turry...
developers found the hidden
Yes.
penises.
It says Undead Labs' State of Decay became a cult hit when it released back in 2013. Last year, the developer announced State of Decay Year 1 Survival Edition, which we played a couple of months ago, and I'm very excited about it. This updated iteration packs in previously released DLC along with a 1080p graphical overhaul, and once the visuals become clear, developer Undead Labs realized their contracted help for the game hid an abundance of phalluses in the game.
Ooh.
So that makes sense. So they had contractors doing some stuff for them graphically.
Gotcha.
While working on State of Decay, Undead Labs hired contractors to help build some of the backgrounds. For some reasons unknown, those contractors scattered a collage of genitalia across the backgrounds. However, the original version of the game was low enough resolution that the naughty bits flew under the testing radar. Jeffrey Card, a senior designer at Undead Labs, says, some of our contractors worked a ridiculous amount of genitalia into the background.
Nice.
End quote. While Undead Labs plans to remove the naughty bits, the developer does plan to add in a nod to Jurassic Park. The Jurassic Junction SUV is a direct reference to the iconic vehicles in Steven Spielberg's vision of the dinosaur park. So that answers my question there right away. It's like, how does Undead Lab not know that its own game has penises in it?
Yeah.
Well, it's because contractors put penises in the game.
Like contractors.
And then the resolution of the game was so low that you couldn't see them.
I'm pretty
so
sure-
they wasted all of this time.
Kevin's been putting penises in our fucking Origin Millennium Tower over there for quite a while.
Just a few more pieces of news, Greg. I don't know where to go from here. I want to go to Daily Mail. There's another self-driving car rumor. And they always spawn out of San Francisco where the weirdest shit in the world happens.
Right.
This is from Daily Mail. Sophie Jane Evans writes, who is behind the wheel of Mercedes' self-driving car? Future car causes a stir after
that
being
thing.
spotted around San Francisco. What the fuck is that?
It's an awesome looking car. Now, why these two aren't fucking looking at it? A car from goddamn Back to the Future 2 rolls by and everybody's like, whatever.
That's incredible. That thing doesn't... That looks like it's just photoshopped in. That picture looks a little more real. That's an incredible looking car. So the story reads...
Like this guy just went out and stood in front of it.
Yeah, like, you're going to get run over. There's a Cylon piloting
Well, fuck,
that
if
car.
you did, though, you think about the settlement you'll get from Mercedes. The self-driving car.
Yeah, you ran you over and crushed your
I'd
leg.
be jumping out in front of it. Left
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's go find the car and jump in front of it and
Just
see what
film
happens.
from the side of us jumping out there like a bunch of assholes.
And they're like, who are you going to sue? I can't allow that, Greg.
I can't allow
It boasts a futuristic silver exterior, a luxury lounge area, and most incredibly, no driver. This is according to the story. This Mercedes-Benz self-driving car has been spotted cruising around the streets of San Francisco. The F015 Luxury in Motion, first unveiled as a consumer show in January, was caught on camera by stunned bystanders as it traveled through the California city for a photo shoot last Wednesday. Some later took to social media to share their experience of the autonomous research vehicle, deeming it futuristic, really cool, and radical.
Radical!
Many questions.
They interviewed the Ninja Turtles about it. Cowabunga Mercedes!
So that's driving around San Francisco. Of course, I'm still most interested in Project Titan, which is Apple's rumored driverless car, automated car thing. And Apparently, they're poaching people from all sorts of different companies and paying them heinous amounts of money to come work for Apple. So while Apple hasn't acknowledged Project Titan yet, it seems like it exists.
Yeah.
Because people are getting $250,000 signing bonuses just for going to the company, which must be nice. Greg,
Yeah.
just a few more pieces of news.
Lay it on
Speaking
me.
of Apple, there's two pieces of the because you were talking about the Apple Watch and how I don't think that this is going to be a thing.
Right.
It seems like a lot of people that know a lot more than me disagree. According to The Guardian, how the Apple Watch could create a $1 trillion company is the story by Charles Arthur. And it's a long story, people should go read it, but it reads in part, as Apple's chief executive Tim Cook prepares to unveil the few details not yet known about the Apple Watch, the price, the battery life, when it will hit the shop. So this was written before
Gotcha.
Yesterday's event. Some are already predicting a flop. It will weigh the company down, they argue, and solid gold version, rather, aimed at the very rich will tarnish a brand that promises affordable luxury. I don't agree with that at all. I don't think Apple is affordable at all. Turning it into the
incredibly expensive laptops.
Yeah, turning it into the preserve of rich fashionistas who wouldn't be seen dead with last season's $2,000 handbag or $5,000 smartwatch. But it seems like a lot of people disagree with that. And if you read the story, and I encourage people to go read it on The Guardian, they're saying that valuations of very smart financial institutions are saying that the valuation of Apple, depending on how this watch does, can bring Apple to a $1 trillion valuation, which would be incredible. They can help us pay down our debt here in the United States. And that also works off of a Telegraph story, which reads that Apple Watch battery lasts as little as 3 hours, according to a story by Agency. I don't know what that means at the Telegraph. Using new device that costs up to £12,000 for phone conversations means it will die after 3 hours, Apple admits.
Jesus!
Buried deep on its product page. And it says, Apple's new watch has a battery that lasts as little as 3 hours, the technology giant has quietly admitted. Using the device, which costs up to £12,000 for phone conversations, means it will die after 3 hours. Listening to music will get you just 6.5 hours of battery life, and working out while the Apple Watch monitors your health will give you just 7 hours. The emissions are significantly less than the 18 hours that Apple chief executive Tim Cook announced in the glitzy launch on Monday. They could prove a major problem for users who will have to charge up multiple times a day using the magnetic clip-on charger. Apple Watch was launched on Monday. So, yeah, not a huge surprise. Apple Watch, I have no idea why it exists and what use it is. But until the processing power is on board, it is just, you have to have your iPhone in your pocket.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. All right? I'm sorry. It doesn't make any sense.
That's baloney.
That's baloney. As Ramon says off camera, as a Judge Judy reference.
Oh, don't pee on her leg until it starts raining.
2 more stories, Greg.
Okay.
Over at IGN, our friend Luke Carmali writes, is Turkey about to ban Minecraft? Apparently, it's too violent.
They can get the hell out of here.
His story reads, the Turkish government could be about to ban... The Turkish government could be about to ban Minecraft. That's a weird sentence. The Turkish government could be about to ban Minecraft in the country for being too violent, according to a new report. Is that weird, or am I reading that wrong?
The Turkish government could be about to ban Minecraft in the country for being too violent. It's just a long sentence.
Yeah, according to a new report. Yeah. I was saying, maybe I'm just having a fucking stroke. Turkish websites Hurriyet Daily News and Leader Gamer reveal the country's Family and Social Policies Ministry has finished a month-long investigation into whether the game should be available in the country. The investigation deemed Minecraft too violent, and the ministry has now forwarded its report to the Legal Affairs Department with instructions for how the ban will be implemented. Whether or not it comes into force depends on the Turkish courts. Minecraft is violent? Minecraft is like the safest game you could possibly play today.
It's violent, though.
How is it violent?
You run around and you kill animals and take their skin, you kill zombies, you're getting shot by skeletons, there's
Jesus
exploding creepers. I'm just letting you know, as someone who doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about, that yeah, there's violence in Minecraft and it's gonna fuck your kids up.
Why'd you sound like Chris Farley there? That was a little weird.
Sometimes I channel him.
Final story comes from Deadline Hollywood about Zoolander 2.
Oh, Lord almighty.
Zoolander 2 coming to Catwalk, February 12th, 2016. This story is by Mike Fleming Jr., who seems to write every fucking story at Deadline Hollywood. He says Paramount Pictures used Paris Fashion Week as an occasion to set Zoolander 2 for a February 12th, 2016 release date. They even had rival supermodels Derek Zoolander, Ben Stiller, and Hansel, Owen Wilson, shaking their moneymakers during the Valentino Women's Collection Fall-Winter 2015-2016 fashion show. We told you last November that Penelope Cruz was signing on to be the female lead in a sequel that puts Stiller back behind the camera again with a Justin Theroux script. I've heard that Will Ferrell was discussing a return as a sinister Mogatu. Stiller and Stuart Kornfeld are producing for Red Hour. That's basically all the new news in this story.
Ramon, you care?
I do.
He does. Ramon cares. He's stupid. I
do care.
A little bit.
It's dumb. You shouldn't care.
All
Who
right.
cares about Zoolander?
Where is the shit I left on these chairs yesterday? Here. Okay. Greg.
Yeah.
we give away things to our audience before we go into the comments to talk to them.
We sure do.
This Orishika PlayStation Vita game.
Yeah.
It's an interesting little game.
It is.
I'm not even sure if I'm saying it right. But I played quite a bit of it. It's an intriguing game. It's a sequel to a PS1 game that never came out outside of Japan. And you can find it right now on PlayStation Vita. Our friends at Sony gave us a bunch of stuff to give away to the audience that will culminate in some code giveaways for free versions of the game.
Right.
Yesterday, we added this Japan only, and look great, it's actually in Japanese, so you know it's from Japan. Soundtrack, 3 discs, which we will give away to someone. And we will add to that today this interesting booklet that was in Japan too. And I kind of want to take this little, I don't know if I want to do this because I don't want to ruin it, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay.
Take the little plastic sleeve off and kind of look through it here. It is it's like a manga, a comic. Actually we'll do it this way, for the game. And has 1999 in the bottom of it, indicating that that's when the original game came out. Because this Orishika is a sequel in Japan. Has a 2 at the end of it.
Yeah.
Not here, because we never got the original.
Remember,
so you can get all this kind of stuff here.
People are shouting out in the comments. What we do is every day we add a prize to the prize pack and give it away on Friday. All you have to do is be in the comments or be a subscriber and you're automatically entered. No big whoop. You give it away then. We're also giving away codes that day as well. For people who don't win the giant prize pack, there'll also be Orishika codes.
So this will be a cool little thing for some lucky nerd out there.
Have you started playing this?
Yeah.
How you like it?
Talked about it yesterday. I like it quite a bit. It's very long, or you can make it short if you want to, but I like that it's a longer game. It's a simulator. It's a role playing game.
Yeah.
It's good for the Vita, I think.
Okay.
And it's cheap. It's only $20. Full retail game.
Okay.
Retail style game. You can't buy it in the store.
Sure. Of course not.
All right. So that's it for that, Greg. Let's go into the comments.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we're here every day at 11 a.m. till about 12:15, 12:30. You in the comments get to talk to us now.
We're cruising a little quicker. We'd probably be out a little
Cruising.
I'm going to put there we go. I got it back on.
I put on the thing up here, Hotline Miami 2 sometime. That's this plan is to stream Hotline Miami 2 sometime today. When? I don't know. We're doing the Game Over Greggy show with Ramon after this.
Yep. I'm going to eat first.
Yeah, of course. We got to eat some foods.
Yeah.
And then after that, we'll have some downtime. I hope to do it then. So early afternoon, mid-afternoon, be streaming some Hotline Miami 2.
Bano Gude says, Ramon, favorite pizza topping?
Wow.
You stumped them.
Yeah. Gotta go with a good mushroom.
Mushroom.
A
Good
mushroom.
mushroom.
A good mushroom.
Good mushroom. I'm going to say sausage.
Pepperoni.
I was gonna say pepperoni too.
It's cliche, but it's the best. It's the best one.
I currently have pepperoni in my fridge because of that.
You make your own pizza?
Sometimes.
Oh.
You make the dough yourself too, or you buy the dough?
I throw it on Peters because I'm broke like that.
So, you're making a goddamn fucking broke-ass Lunchable.
Shane HPS, Colin, when's the last game you platinumed? And I platinumed The Order. What was the last game you... That was number 49 for me. What was the last game you platinumed?
Game I platinumed was Lego Batman 3.
Lego Batman.
Yeah.
Corey C04 says, Colin, are you excited about Northeastern basketball? We talked about this yesterday. Northeastern's basketball team somehow is in the NCAA tournament for the first time since 1991. We are traditionally a hockey school. Our hockey team has already lost in the playoffs, so we will not be in the tournament, the Frozen Four tournament. But our basketball team made it. And so we will play at some point. At some point, some
point in the future.
And we'll lose in the first round, I'm sure. But at least we'll be there.
Colin, I know you've been busy this morning. Did you catch this Twitter exchange, by the way? They were asking us if we might sail to Gamescom. Gamescom responded. Another Gamescom Kind of Funny fan saw it and then made this for us.
Oh, great.
That's
fantastic.
me. That's me, and that's you.
That's very good.
I'm Rose. You're Jack.
Yep.
You're the manly one. I'm the girly one.
You are. Yeah, that's a good, nice drawing.
It is. It's a very nice drawing. Thank you very much.
I didn't see that though because that original. I'm not even on that original tweet.
Yeah, but then they threw the Kind of Funny one in there.
Oh, okay. I didn't read it.
You're the social media manager.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
You're Mr.
Thanks for reminding me.
No problem.
Let's see. Stepladders 44 says haggis on pizza is the bee's knees.
Haggis on pizza.
I was gonna say pralines and dick. It's a Wayne's World reference.
Great. Thanks, Ramon.
Let's keep going in here. The questions are moving pretty quick. Okay. Skits22 or 2342 says, will we get to play video games with you two during Colin and Greg live soon? Not during Colin and Greg, but
streams. That's always the hope.
Streams, I think that we'll like to do that. We're just busy.
Would have loved to have done it with Helldivers, but it keeps eating my progress, which means I won't play it online. Or play it probably anymore.
The Super the Super Sabi or the Supers Abby. I don't know which one that is.
What's the Super Abby?
How much do I have to donate to get a shirtless Colin and Greg live?
We can't do that on Twitch.
Oh, we can't?
Twitch has nothing about nipples. You can't show your nipples.
No nipples.
Don't do it.
Joey Hask says, wish I never subscribed. We're sorry.
Sorry about that, yeah. Is he making a reference to something we've done? Maybe the drawing? I don't know, because it was my gut? I don't know.
Wacko Peck says, fertilized egg pizza. That sounds just
Is that the one?
heinous.
Is that the one where you there's like duck in it?
I think that it's just a gross joke about fertilized eggs
Okay.
on a pizza.
Sure.
Big Richie 7 says, put nipple tassels on. That's a good idea.
It's not, I would get us
That's
around
actually
it,
a really
I
good
think,
idea.
yeah.
Maybe
That
we'll
would
do
get us around the problem.
I like a good nipple tassel.
Who doesn't? You don't know what's underneath there.
MJK13 Twitch says, are you going to watch Powers today? It's out today.
No, I don't have time to play it today or watch it today.
Yeah,
Eventually,
I have no interest in
Eddie
watching it.
Izzard's in it. Well, it's based on a comic, so you know I'm interested already. Eddie Izzard's in there. I got the guy who cut off. Ooh, that was almost a spoiler. I'll stop there. I got some people in there who've done some things on some other shows on HBO.
Let Jake Play says, where can I buy Kinda Funny merchandise? You can go to kindafunny.com and click on the link there, or districtalliance.com.
Kindoffunny.com/store.
Wow, I just got a text from Kevin. Mushroom is the John. Kevin's
Watching
Yeah,
this.
Kevin's at work. He watches the show. Kevin, we'll have... So on Wednesday, Ramon and our buddy Kevin, who we went to Northeastern with, we used to play a lot of NHL in college, and as kids, we're going to do an NHL 94 tournament, which we'll then make into 3 Let's Plays that will go on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames. So that'll be fun and probably stupid.
Very stupid.
MX2 ITB. We got to work on these names, guys. I don't know what you're thinking with some of these.
It's too late. They can't. There's nothing they can do about it.
That's true. MX2 ITB says it's advice for aspiring YouTubers.
Consistency. Do it every day. Don't worry about your views. Make content you believe in. If you make content you believe in, people will come.
I agree.
Collaborate. That's an easy way to try to grow, which is hard, I know, but
Sparkles No Pants says, I got my Team Fat shirt yesterday. Thanks for being so damn awesome, guys. Thank you for
the support,
us.
please.
We appreciate that very, very, very much. TARDIS Blue says, I like Ramon and the disembodied voice because he's not mic'd up, so it's very good. I enjoy that as well very much. Z Sector 00 says, Colin, have you seen the Red Army documentary with Festisov? It's Fetisov, isn't it? Isn't it Fetisov?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Fetisov?
You talking about Slava Fatisa?
Yeah, that's right. It's just was spelt wrong. I'm like, Jesus, was I saying it wrong for 25 years?
I feel like a dude on Tom Green right now, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched the documentary, The 30 for 30. I haven't seen Red Army, though, which is a different documentary. Base Legend 24 says, can you sign my Team Fat shirt?
Sure. Find us.
What are you doing?
Somebody was mentioning over here that there's a new image for the new Batman 52, so I was looking for that.
Trey Too Fast says, thoughts on Season 3 of House of Cards? I'm done with it. Greg isn't done with it?
No.
So we won't talk too much about it. I think it is the weakest season so far, but that's all relative. I still think it's a really good season. We'll talk about it maybe in the future when more people get through it. Nintendo Soft says, if I give you $50 a day, can I name your children?
You're thinking about it? You're thinking about it?
In the sense that maybe I won't have kids and then you're just at your $50 a day. So I had to last laugh, basically. You understand?
That's a good way to do it, I guess.
Army Hitch 1 says, do you plan to ever upload these Colin and Greg lives on YouTube for us? No plans for that right now. We do upload them all to YouTube. We just hide them so we can have them because these disappear after 60 days.
We talked about it on the exclusive episode for Patreon people of Game Over Greggy Show. We went through the survey results. The idea is that Twitch is a big platform for us, so we want to drive people to it, to use it, to have different revenue streams so the business can stand even if one thing changes. If YouTube changes its policies, if Patreon went away. So we need you guys coming here, and we hope that the Gamescast helps you get through your audio version, your YouTube version of what you need. And the thing you always talk about, the fact that Colin and Greg Live is designed to be disposable. You miss an episode, big deal. You're not missing much, right? It's not like you just tune in tomorrow and see what happens and catch up and see the next Orishika prize and dig through whatever you need to do. The big stuff that we want to react to, we'll break out and do kind of funny reacts about, and if we think it's just whatever, then don't worry about it.
Absolutely. Let's see. Yeah, Kate Pesovich says, gotta diversify your bonds.
Yep.
Which is basically what we're saying, yes, in a way. Let's see. Let's do 2 more questions with our our users, and then we'll go to sub only mode. Shweddy28 says, Colin, would you do a Zelda 2 Let's Play? Yeah, I'd like to do a Zelda 2 Let's Play. I really love that game, so I'm sure we will do that at some point. Finally, a comment, not a question. DVAC1219 says, 3-story Chick-fil-A to open in New York City. Yeah, motherfuckers.
All right, we're now in subscriber-only mode. Well, of course, if you're not a subscriber, don't worry about it. You can still watch and hang out, but only subscribers can chat right now. It's one of the perks we give them, along with the little kind of funny logo next to their name, exclusive emoticons, which I need to add the shoe one, I know, and then, of course, automatic entries into a prize giveaway, and then eventually way to play games with us when we have time.
Remake Yourself says, any progress on a Patreon RSS feed or easier way to download the Patreon exclusive content? I don't know anything about that. That seems like a Tim question.
That's a Patreon question. They need to implement the RSS feed.
Well,
and they know that, and they've talked about it.
But I was reading that as 2 questions.
Okay.
Any progress on a Patreon RSS feed? I thought that they were saying an RSS feed that we would make to direct our Patreon content, not that Patreon would make the RSS feed.
Okay.
Right?
I don't know. I know people I talk to on Patreon want an RSS feed that Patreon would have to build.
You get like this a lot where you get a little agitated when a question's asked that you don't know the answer to, or that you just get a little upset.
Okay.
You turn like that.
Okay.
You gotta calm down.
I'll be better.
It's not the end of the world that the RSS feed doesn't work, Greg.
Sure. It's just that there's so much water in the boat that I feel like when there's water that should be in Patreon's boat, I want to make sure people know that's on them.
Usually I'm like, hey Greg, this is fucked up. Okay.
It's a good impression. And you tell me I'm in a bad mood.
Christ.
You tell me I'm in a bad mood, and I say, okay, and I'll change it.
But you don't.
I do.
Stop.
I do change. I'm better about it now.
Keep It Danky says, question, did Shu ever give back the $50?
No.
No, I don't think so. So all right, so we had Shuhei Yoshida. For people that weren't here during GDC, we had Shuhei Yoshida on Colin and Greg Live from GDC, and we had Mike Bithell on, our friend Mike Bithell from that's working on a game called Volume. He did Thomas Was Alone, which you might have played. Shuhei Yoshida came on, but didn't say anything that useful at all.
Sure.
About anything.
He acted like
he's like one of the biggest people at Sony. We had him on for an hour, but he just said nothing because he was playing Volume for Mike Bithell as Mike Bithell talked about the game. And at some point, Mike Bithell took a $50 bill out of his pocket and handed it to Shuhei Yoshida as payment, and Shuhei Yoshida never gave the money back.
He took it and left. It was awesome. It was amazing. He later tweeted a photo. I'll pull it up while we keep talking.
XY Paradox says, Ramon is like Colin and Greg's love child, trying to get them to stop fighting after 10 years of marriage.
Ramon brings out the best in all of us.
Greg, this is broken. Fine. Whatever. Stop.
Here's Shuhei with his $50.
He probably wiped his ass with it later.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't care. He threw it away. Shu doesn't give a shit about money.
It would cost him more when he went back to Japan to get yen out of it. They would have taken half. They would have taken half of it anyways. It was like whatever. Let's see. Oh, Randy619 says, Colin, you're going to watch the game tonight. Islanders Rangers tonight.
Oh, you gonna
last
watch it?
one before the playoffs.
You're not gonna watch it
when they inevitably meet again. Yeah, we're gonna watch it. It's at 4 o'clock. We're watching that fucking game.
What time is it?
At 4 o'clock.
Okay.
Well, what else would I be doing at 4 o'clock?
I think nighttime, and we're going out tonight, so I thought.
Well, it is on nighttime in the East Coast.
The nighttime is the right time. Remember that? Adam Sandler, Ramon. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Why are you asking me?
John Aju says, LOL, he has been kind of bitchy and negative lately, Greg.
Okay, so yeah. Every day my day starts horribly. I am never happy when this show starts. Everything is always broken, nothing works, and I'm supposed to know how to fix it.
Laundry came at 4 a.m.
It's true.
We tried to switch to the nice camera today, and there's just too many problems to do it.
I don't think there's really any reason to switch to the nice camera.
No, because it looks way better. But then it's
who
just
cares?
amazing.
The whole. I don't think they really do.
Kids ask.
The beauty of Colin and Greg Live is that it's lo-fi and dumb. Sometimes we don't work. That was another loud swallow. Oh my God, it's awful. It's awful. It's an awful thing. And now you're choking. God sees and pays, Greg. God sees and pays. I remember when I would be mean to my mom and then I'd trip and fall an hour later or somewhere and she'd be like, God sees and pays. God damn, that's harsh. but it's true.
The one that got me, the season pays thing. One day I got out of my car when I was going to buy a video game. It was the Superman 64. I was going to go buy Superman 64, and I spit my gum onto the pavement of the mall parking lot like an asshole, because I couldn't fucking hold on till I got to a trash can for some reason. And when I was walking back, I stepped in the same gum, and it got all gross in my foot.
And were you like,
yeah,
whatever? And then you went home and showed your girlfriend your
Whatever.
your drawer of action figures.
right.
Oh god, that swallow is like resonating in my mind's eye right now. My mind's ear.
It's like constant echo in your head.
Oh, it's terrible. I'm gonna be like tossing and turning tonight. Yeah, per the technical things, Ramsa X says Colin is right, Greg. Just listen to him. I mean, that's all it takes is just to listen to me, Greg. Colin was right. Is the term that a lot of people use. Colin was right. I think that the lo-fi like nature, the easy nature, we have to make it easier. The show must be easier, not harder.
Mm-hmm.
Putting the nice camera we have up here will make the show harder. Mm-hmm. So there's no reason to do it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It'll be easier for you.
Okay.
It'll be easier for you.
Okay. That's what I told them today. That's why I told them to reset it back to what it was, so I could actually stream Hotline today.
Jay Duke says Greg is going to kill someone. But do you know the beautiful thing about Greg killing someone is he would never lay a hand on me. You see, I can set him off. I can be the one that sets Greg off, but he'll end up killing someone else.
I know I can just tickle you.
Oh, please don't. You know I hate that. Oh God, I don't want to live that life again. Mr. Bladefist says Porty is staring right into my soul. Look, he does know where the camera is. It's weird.
It's because he gets mad when I do stuff with the camera. When I start taking photos of him, he will definitely like power down and like not want to be photographed. He has his moments. He has his diva moments.
Derwoody says Colin's like the nagging wife. Tell him to get off your back, Greg.
It's true.
I'm not the nagging wife. See, I'm the abused wife.
You're the abused wife.
I'm the abused
You're
wife.
the abused one
Yeah.
in this relationship. You're the one psychologically assaulting me. Can't swallow. I can't eat my yogurt. It's like a fucking prison camp in here.
Your yogurt is gross, and you need to find. See, I eat the Yoplait.
Yeah.
Doesn't smell like anything. Doesn't smell like anything.
It doesn't taste as good though.
You just want the.
There's a different. The Chobani's taste is way better than the Yoplait taste.
You going to Andronico's buying Chobani yogurt.
Chobani.
Chobani yogurt for $5 a piece.
They brought him over from Greece.
I like this comment. This is from Old Johnny. This is getting pretty weird. LOL.
That's what this fucking show is. You don't like it? Go watch another stream about video games and comics.
Android LJ, who we met at PAX East, asked a PAX East question. He says, guys, do you have an idea as to why PlayStation had little to no presence at PAX East? P.S. Enjoyed the meet and greet. We enjoyed it.
What would you want them to promote? It's the marketing budget argument, right?
Yeah, I was surprised that Until Dawn and Bloodborne weren't there, and even The Order, and some of their smaller games.
Order, yeah.
I mean, it came out. But
No, I know. I think they cut and ran on that one.
Yeah, I think you might be right. I think, Sony had everything at PSX. There's only so much money to go around.
Yeah.
I was surprised that I was walking around. Let me back up. PAX East was fun and people had a great time there. There were virtually no big publishers there at all.
Yeah.
You know, and that's very telling to the direction the gaming industry is going.
Yeah.
If you want your AAA games and you exist only in that space, you are going to be very disappointed in the next few years when very few of those games are coming out. Hollow Joey says Colin is like a pregnant woman. Small noises bother him.
And smells.
Oh, yeah, and smells. Well, the smells would make me hungry, right? If I was a pregnant
No,
woman.
I'm talking about the yogurt stuff. Remember how like the yogurt all of a sudden hurt you? Now I wash out my containers and throw them away and I try it away from you so you don't have to smell the yogurt.
Gold Rakaku says, LOL, Colin trying to be cool in front of friends. Adorable. Have you ever seen this show before? The last time I tried to be cool in front of Ramon, we were like 17 years old.
Yo, Ramon, watch me do this ollie.
Red Devil Danny 10 says, best Colin and Greg alive yet. Thank you very much.
I definitely, somebody pointed out in the very beginning that we were well rested today.
Yeah, I'm feeling good.
Fresh.
I'm actually not well rested because I went to bed at like 3:30 last night, but I'm feeling good.
But you're not like mentally exhausted like you were
exactly.
after the GDC PAX East combo.
Absolutely. Lost Ginger has the Great Yogurt War of 2015 will be this particular conflict's name, which we appreciate. Pepelo14 says the abused wife starring Juliana Margulies as Colin Moriarty.
It's a good reference.
Yeah, it is. Oh, I can't recommend that show enough. I've talked about it many times.
Yeah.
It's so good, dude.
It's an hour long,
so
though.
good. It is an hour.
I just don't have time for that. I got games to play. I got things to do.
Big Richie 7 says, if I mailed you a copy of Lair, would you sign it and send it back to me? You should mail your copy of Lair to the garbage bin.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you really want to do that, we can work that out for you, I think. Sure. P.O. Box somewhere.
It's down below. Down below this video.
Somewhere on the internet.
It's down below this. Oh, there. Somebody put it up for you. Thanks,
Thank you,
Zyger. As always, on the ball, that Zyger.
Let's see. Let's do 3 more questions.
Oh, the Spider-Man news.
Let's do 3 more questions.
Okay, 3 more subscriber-only questions. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we're back every day at 11 a.m. because that's 2 1s. And I'll be back playing Hotline Miami 2 some point today. Probably in the afternoon. Probably with a glass of bourbon. Probably with Ramon next to me.
Der Woody says, if you guys had children, would you pay much attention to the ESRB ratings? I wouldn't.
But you're an informed parent. You would understand that,
Yeah.
Bloodborne.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, I still feel, and I'm not a parent, all right? So I want to be very clear about that. But I feel like I was exposed to things young that didn't affect me, and I feel like most people are. Like, I saw how old was I when Terminator 2 came out? For God's sake, you know what I mean? Like 7. Is that what you said?
Maybe 6 going on 7.
Yeah, like I saw. Yeah, thanks, Ramon.
He's like your biographer. He made fun of you there.
I was actually doing the Tom Green laugh of the guy on the TV.
I know.
I remember him.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about before. That guy was awesome because you did.
What was his name?
Yeah, I was going to say his name. I don't remember. I used to
look it up.
Sorry to interrupt.
You're not interrupting.
This is how the show
That's
is.
exactly the question we needed answered. So with this kind of stuff with the ESRB ratings, I just feel like if you make everything seem like if a kid knows that he can't have access to certain things, he will just gain access to it in illicit ways. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like when I used to go to my friend's house and we used to go to his parents' Playboy magazines. I'm not saying like my dad should have given me his Playboy magazines. I don't think my dad had Playboy magazines, but like that was the forbidden fruit, and so we went there. So if you're like, well, this game's too violent, or this rap album or this rock album has too many curses or whatever, then they're just gonna find a different way to listen to it. It was like when I got Sublime's self-titled album, and I just listened to it in my room because I didn't want my dad to hear that I was listening about, kung fu grips and stuff like that.
Kung Fu Grip. Phil.
Phil
was the guy behind it.
Right. Glenn and Phil.
Glenn. I remember Glenn. Remember when he gave away Glenn's phone number? I don't think it was a cell phone at the
Glenn
time.
Humplick.
Yeah.
And Phil Giroux. That show was the Tom Green show was brilliant.
Yeah.
The one on MTV.
He's doing YouTube stuff now. We still got to figure out how to hang out with him. Everybody tweet at Tom Green. Tell him to come on.
Oh my God, I'd shit. Yeah. So Hojo's Mad says Terminator 2 came out in '91, so you were right. I would have been about 7.
Summer 91.
Yeah. Summer '91. Thank you. Thank you.
Disembodied
Giroux.
Ramon.
One Fresh Melon says, would you guys be excited about playing a new Bioshock even without Ken Levine involved? I would be excited about that, and I think you will get a Bioshock game without Ken Levine involved. So, because that IP is very valuable. Yeah, I think that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Bioshock 2 didn't have Ken Levine involved in it, did it? And people really like that game. So,
Best DLC ever with Minerva's Den by Steve Gaynor. Just him, all by himself.
Reddy Vildani 10 says, can't wait for the Ramon Game Over Greggy show.
Yeah, it should be
It's
good.
gonna be a good
Don't
one.
fuck this up, Ramon. People are really looking forward to you. Don't come out here. I know it's really nervous. You get out here, you think about what you're going to say. Are you breathing in the mic? Or did you stutter over that word? What do you do next? Do they like this beard? And don't think about this kind of stuff. Don't think about the thousands of people watching.
Zy Paradox says, I like Jameson more than Knob Creek. Any suggestions for better bourbon? Well, Jameson isn't bourbon, so if you don't like Knob Creek,
Something less spicy. Something more mellow.
Yeah, I was gonna say something more mellow. I like Bullet is an easy drink.
Hayden.
Basil Hayden, you like Basil Hayden? Yeah, Basil Hayden. We had some Basil Hayden yesterday. Pretty good. Then we went to the Eagle Rare Private Barrel, which was pretty good. And then the final question comes from Rich Hertz, who says, what's the next big event you guys are going to? E3? No, I think MomoCon?
Is MomoCon before E3? Yeah, it's in the end of May, right?
Yeah, so we'll be going to Atlanta for that. And the reason I'm most excited to go to Atlanta, of course, is because there's a Chick-fil-A in the airport. So we have to make sure that we do not go on a Sunday or leave on a Sunday.
We leave on a Sunday.
Oh, that's bad news.
But here's the
terrible
one
news.
thing you keep getting hung up on, the fact that it's in the airport. They're outside of the airport, too.
I know, but doesn't it make you excited that you can get on the plane and have a bundle of Chick-fil-A sandwiches with you and just slowly pull them out of the bag as the flight
Yeah, that's the thing. I had this. We were on the Virgin America flight coming back from Boston. All the snacks were gone. The food menu just had like sandwiches, which I didn't feel like, right? I wanted those macaroons they do. They're really delicious. And so They didn't have the macaroons. I opened my bag underneath the seat, Colin, and I pulled out the birthday cake Oreos a girl had given me at the meet and greet. And I opened them very small because I remember when I did the first look that one time, you said it smelled like a bakery exploded. You know, it smelled like some kind of confectionery shop in here had gone awry. And so I made sure I didn't do that. But even then, it still stunk up the whole area. Luckily, there was a big fat guy next to me, so I don't think he cared.
No. And I really lucked out on the trip back from Boston because there was no one sitting next to me.
Yeah.
That plane was full except for that one seat.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah.
I never get it. I never get that luck. I never get it.
Yeah.
But this time I did.
You're turning around. It's like you're going the inverse of Parker Lewis Can't Lose, because you remember the Parker Lewis show was Parker Lewis Can't Lose, then it just became Parker Lewis.
Well,
your show goes Colin Moriarty, and then now we're into season 2.
My show is called Colin Moriarty, Mildly Depressed Man, on the internet. That's what the show's
long
called.
title.
And they're eventually going to truncate it to Colin Moriarty, Mildly Depressed Man, and then it's just going to be called Mildly Depressed Man, and then just Depressed Man.
Okay, that sounds like a
And then
superhero.
they're going to cancel it.
That sounds like you're fighting Batman if you're a depressed man.
All right, that's it for us, Greg.
Okay, somebody asked for Geraldo on the way out. You want to give them their request today?
Yeah, we'll give you Geraldo on the way out. We haven't used Geraldo in a while. When you weren't here, when it was me and Nick, I think,
Yeah.
or maybe it was me and Alexa, I went Geraldo. We did all three, basically.
Oh, you did Moon Knights too?
Yeah.
You want to do that kind of crazy shit today?
We can do that
All
as
right.
well. Greg, that's it for Colin and Greg Live. Thank you all for joining us. We had about 6,000 concurrents today. We do appreciate that. Of course, you can find all of our stuff on Twitter at Kinda Funny Vids. We're on Facebook as well. We're on Instagram. YouTube.com/kindafunny for our non-gaming content. YouTube.com/kindafunnygames for our gaming content. We were very clever when we came up with that name to let people know that this is a games channel. Kinda Funny Games. It's supposed to be just kind of funny. It worked out pretty well for us.
But then people always say funny games.
Oh, fun and games?
Yeah. Also, we did not think through. We never thought through the whole. Everybody told we didn't bring business cards to PAX because it's simple. I work for Kinda Funny. Greg at Kinda Funny. I would tell people that, and they go, "Oh, kind of funny," and they'd write that. I'm like, "No, we spelled it wrong on purpose."
Now, to be fair, I blamed you a few times to some people. They're like, "Do you have a business card?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
I wanted business cards. Greg said we do not need them.
Right.
This is the example of why we need business cards.
No.
But I don't have them
Because I just
for you.
told them and then I spelled it correctly.
It's just weird when you don't have one to give away. Not necessarily in those situations, but if we have like more professional situations and everyone's giving away cards, we go to Japan, that's going to be really bad for
Well,
us.
if we go to Japan, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But again, we have too many emails to begin with.
Yeah, I agree.
I want us to be harder to find. I don't want every riffraff and the other guy coming over here. Hey, I got this idea for a new Heathcliff cartoon. I'm like, I don't want to hear about it, man.
Yeah, right.
I'm a fucking games channel and talking about fucking Oreos. I don't care about
Do we need a
Heathcliff.
Heathcliff cartoon? I specifically want the one about the junkyard cats.
Right? Remember that guy? Why did they have two? You want to talk about
There's like
Ghostbusters cinematic universe? Has anyone ever explained the Heathcliff cinematic universe? Why was there one normal Heathcliff with a house cat, and then there was another Heathcliff in a junkyard?
Yeah, it was really
What the
weird.
fuck? That was so confusing.
But
as a
Heathcliff
kid.
wasn't in. Did they ever cross over? I don't really remember.
I'm sure there had to have been one time where they're at the fucking pound. About to be put down.
Heathcliff cross junkyard cats.
Why did they do that?
Inspector Gadget cross Heathcliff. All right. That's it for us. We appreciate your patronage. I'm No Taxation on Twitter. Greg's Game Over Greggy on Twitter. Ramon is Namon Narvaez because his name is Ramon Narvaez.
Yeah.
So he just wants to make it even fucking harder to find him on Twitter. And therefore...
Just say Namone.
Yeah, but I'm trying... Naman
Namone.
Rarvarez. All right, that's it for us. We'll be back at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And we're sorry to our European listeners, by the way. And viewers, we know that daylight savings has fucked things up.
Blame the
for
planet.
You. Blame
Then hack it.
the government, I guess. I don't really know how else. And just as a quick aside, White Crow 05 says, how the fuck did we get here? I don't know. Maybe we'll find that out tomorrow. Until then, au revoir.
To understand that I'm Geraldo. I'm not anyone to trifle with.
We are the Moonanites. And our culture is advanced beyond all that you can possibly comprehend with 100% of your brain.
Oh, is that so? And what's so advanced about it?
Well, for one thing, the moon has 1/3 less gravity than your Earth. I don't know if you can understand that, but...
I'm king, and they know it. When I snap my fingers, everybody says sure, I'm hot, and you're not. But if you want to hang with me, I'll give it one shot, top that.
Oh my God.